You need to unlearn something before it's too late. The idea that I don't know is a weakness. You've spent decades being the one with the answers, at work, in family, in marriage. You held it all together because someone had to. But here, in this quiet season of life, there's a different kind of strength waiting for you. It arrives not in knowing everything, but in the gentle surrender of admitting you don't. Picture this: a morning coffee held in both hands. No rush, no agenda. Just the simple, steady warmth against your palms. That's what saying "I don't know" feels like. A letting go, not defeat. Just the beginning of a deeper wisdom that doesn't need to prove itself anymore. Maybe you spent decades being the one who held it all together, the one who had the answer before the question was even finished. For children, for aging parents, for the holiday table where every detail had to be just right. You learned to carry the weight of certainty because the world expected it. But now, a different kind of moment arrives. Maybe your adult son calls about a career shift he's considering, and the old reflex kicks in: scan the options, offer a plan, reassure. Instead, something softens. You pause and you say it. I don't know. Not from confusion, from a quiet relinquishment. That first time the words left your mouth, you may have felt it. A strange lightness, like setting down a bag you forgot you were carrying. The world kept turning. Nothing broke. You just stopped pretending. And that's where the shift begins. Because when those three words come from a place of calm, not defeat, something curious happens. They open a door. You're no longer the expert who has to have the answer. You become the explorer who gets to discover it. Take the man who spent 60 years believing he had no artistic talent. That belief was a wall he'd built brick by brick. Every time he said, "I know I can't draw." Then, one afternoon, maybe out of simple boredom, he admitted the truth. I don't know what I'm capable of anymore. That crack in the certainty let something through. He picked up a brush. The blank canvas, which had always looked like a threat, suddenly looked like a permission slip. It's happening everywhere in your life if you let it. That language you always wanted to learn. That craft you admired from a distance. That corner of the garden you never touched because you already knew it wouldn't grow. But you don't know that, do you? And that's the thing about I don't know. It's not just a gift you give yourself. It's a gift you give to other people. Because when you stop pretending to have all the answers, something shifts in your relationships. Think of two friends on a park bench. One of them is carrying grief after losing a spouse. The other doesn't reach for a platitude, doesn't say, "He's in a better place," or "Time heals everything." Instead, she just says, "I don't know what to say, but I'm here." That silence, that honesty, it lands differently. It's not empty comfort. It's real presence. And that rare kind of listening is something you can offer today. Without a script, without certainty, just your full attention, resting in the unknown together. And that same honesty, that same willingness to sit in the unknown, it starts to loosen something bigger. It starts to loosen your grip on the future. You know what I'm talking about. That voice that whispers all the what-ifs late at night. What if my health fails? What if I run out of money? What if I lose my purpose? It's exhausting. It's a full-time job trying to predict a tomorrow that will never arrive the way you expect it to. I knew a woman once, spent years worrying about every single possibility, planning for disasters, carrying the weight of futures that never came. One day, she just stopped. She looked out her window at this old oak tree in her yard. She watched it every morning, In spring, it burst with green, not knowing if a storm would come. In autumn, it let go of every leaf without knowing if winter would be harsh. It just lived. Right there, in the present moment. She looked at that tree and told herself, I don't know what tomorrow holds, and I don't need to. That tree became her teacher. It taught her that liberation doesn't come from having all the answers. It comes from making peace with the questions. And here's the beautiful thing. When you stop pretending to know everything, you become something far more valuable than an expert. You become a quiet leader. Think of the retired teacher who sits with her grandchildren, and they ask her something she doesn't know. She used to fumble for an answer to save face. Now she just says, I don't know. Let's find out together. And they do. They pull out a book, or they search online, side by side. They learn more from her humility than they ever would from her having the right answer ready. She's not the authority in the room anymore. She is the curious companion. That's a form of leadership that doesn't demand attention. It invites it. It makes people feel safe enough to say, I don't know, too. And that is how you quietly change a room. Not by being the one with all the answers, but by being the one brave enough to sit with the questions. And so, the truth you've been carrying your whole life finally makes sense. You don't need to have it all figured out. That was never the assignment. The real work is just showing up, being present, and trusting that the next step will reveal itself when you're ready to take it. I don't know isn't a failure. It's a door. It's the only honest place to begin anything worthwhile. From here, you can stop pretending to have a map and start actually living the journey. You've earned the right to be open, to be curious, to be unfinished. That's not emptiness. That's room. Room for new things to grow. Room for peace to settle in. Room for the rest of your life to surprise you. If this brought you a little peace today, please subscribe. There is more on the way. Gentle, honest, and just for you.